Once upon a time in a lush and vibrant forest, there lived a wise, calm, and elderly turtle. He was known throughout the forest for his deep knowledge, his infinite patience, and his peaceful nature. All the animals respected and loved him. They would often come to him for advice when they had problems or concerns. One day, the forest animals were filled with fear and anxiety. A terrible disaster was coming. It could be a great storm, a ruthless hunter, or even a mysterious illness that was spreading through the forest. The animals didn't know what to do. They were scared and desperate for help. So they all went to see the wise old turtle, hoping that he could help them and guide them through this difficult time. They sat down round him, each animal sharing their fears and concerns. The turtle listened patiently, his wise eyes twinkling with understanding. Finally, when everyone had spoken, the turtle began to speak. His voice was calm and deep, like the rustling of leaves in the wind. "My friends," he said, "I understand your fears. We are all mortal, and we must face the uncertainty of life with courage. However, I must tell you that I am also afraid." The animals were shocked. The wisest and most peaceful creature they knew was afraid too. How could this be possible? They looked at the turtle, trying to understand how he could be so calm and wise, yet still be afraid. The turtle continued, "My fear is not of the storm or the hunter or any other external danger. My fear is of something much more internal and personal. I am afraid of breaking your trust. I am afraid of losing my honor, and I am afraid of not keeping my word." The animals were confused. What did the turtle mean? Why was he afraid of breaking their trust? The turtle said, "When you seek my advice, you do so because you believe in my wisdom and experience. If I were to give you advice that is not right, or if I were to break my word, it would be a great dishonor to myself and to our friendship. I am afraid that I might not be able to help you, and that I might fail you." The animals thought about what the turtle had said. They had never thought of their wise old friend as being afraid of anything. And now he was telling them that his greatest fear was not of the dangers that threatened them all, but of failing them. Slowly, the animals began to understand. The wise old turtle was not perfect. He was just like them, afraid and uncertain of the future. But despite his fear, he was still trying his best to help them. One of the monkeys spoke up, "But wise turtle, how can we know if you are truly afraid or if you are just testing us?" The turtle smiled gently. "That is a very good question, little monkey. But I am not afraid of your questions or doubts. I welcome them, for it is through our doubts that we grow and learn. And it is through our questions that we find the answers we seek." The animals looked at each other, realizing that the wise old turtle was right. They needed to face their fears and doubts head-on, just as he was doing. The turtle continued, "You see, my friends, fear is a part of life. We cannot avoid it or deny it, but we can choose how we respond to it. We can choose to face our fear with honesty and courage, or we can choose to ignore it and let it consume us." The animals thought about what the turtle had said. They realized that they had been ignoring their fear instead of facing it. They had been running away from it, hoping that it would go away. But the turtle was right. Their fear was still there, and it was only getting worse. The turtle said, "Do not misunderstand me, my friends. I am not saying that it is easy to face our fears. It is often difficult and painful, but it is also in our moments of greatest fear and uncertainty that we have the opportunity to grow and become stronger." The animals nodded, understanding that the turtle was right. They had been given a choice, and the choice was theirs to make. They could continue to be afraid and let their fear control them, or they could face their fear and grow from it. The turtle said, "Do not let your fear define you. Do not let it control you or determine your actions." And said, "Let it motivate you to become the best version of yourself." The animals were inspired by the turtle's words. They realized that they had been wrong in assuming that the wisest and most peaceful creature in the forest was not afraid. In fact, he was afraid, just like them. But he had chosen to face his fear and use it to make him stronger. The turtle said, "Remember, my friends, that fear is a universal experience. No one is immune to it, but it is up to us to decide how we will respond to it. Will we allow our fear to consume us, or will we use it to make us stronger?" The animals thought about the turtle's words. They realized that they had been wrong in thinking that fear was a sign of weakness. In fact, it was a sign of courage and strength. The turtle said, "My friends, I may be old and slow, but I have learned many lessons in my long life. One of the most important lessons I have learned is that the greatest strength comes from our ability to face our fear. When we are able to look our fear in the face and keep moving forward, that is when we become truly strong." The animals looked at the turtle in awe. They realized that he was right. Strength did not come from avoiding fear, but from facing it. The turtle said, "I know that you are all brave and courageous, and I have no doubt that you will face whatever challenges come your way with honor and dignity. Remember, my friends, that I am here for you always. If you ever need my help or advice, do not hesitate to ask. I may be old and slow, but I have seen a lot in my lifetime, and I am always happy to share my wisdom with those who seek it." The animals thanked the wise old turtle for his guidance and support. They knew that he was right and that they could count on him no matter what. They left his home feeling inspired and ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And so the legend of the wise old turtle, who was afraid of everything and nothing, continued to be told throughout the forest. It was a reminder to all who heard it that wisdom and peace did not come from a lack of fear, but from the courage to face our fears and the strength to overcome them. For the animals of the forest, the wise old turtle became a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of adversity. His story gave them the strength to face their own fears and to never give up in the face of challenges. As the years passed, the wise old turtle continued to live in his peaceful home, content in the knowledge that he had helped others to find their own inner strength. He knew that his greatest legacy was not his age or his wisdom, but the courage he had inspired in others to face their fears and to strive for peace and understanding. And so the tale of the wise, calm and elderly turtle who was afraid of everything and nothing reminds us that wisdom is not the absence of fear, but the ability to face fear with honesty and courage. True strength does not come from avoiding our fears, but from facing them and learning from them. And that the greatest gift we can give others is the gift of hope and resilience. If you liked the story, please don't forget to leave a comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time.